So first chapter of chemistry is some basic concept of chemistry. Now first topic is some basic concept of chemistry. Under it, first topic is importance and scope of chemistry. Now, without chemistry, we cannot imagine our life. As we get up from our bed and go to the bed, a full day, the utilization of chemistry is there. So under it, first is supply of food. Now we know that the population of India is increasing day by day, so the food or the food grains which should be produced should be in more amount. So to get more amount of grains from the field, we use the fertilizers. Now the basic fertilizers which we use is urea, superphosphate of lime, etc. To have good grains, we good quality of seeds. Thirdly, to have the field free from insects and weeds, we apply chemicals like insecticides, weedicides, insects plus side. Side means to kill. Similarly, to kill insects, insecticides chemical. To kill weed, weedicides. To kill fungus, fungicides. To kill pest, that is pest. Nowadays, just now you have heard in the news about the tiddy dal. So to kill them, where the smogging was done. Then some adulterants are also present in the food to remove the adulterants. Adulterant means the impurity present in the grains. I can give you one example that in mustard seeds, if dropsy seeds are added, then it is adulterant. So if we add nitric acid in the mustard seed, it becomes red. So we came to that the given mustard oil is not pure. Second point is contribution to better health. Contribution to better health and sanitation. So when we fell ill, then many medicines are required, like if we have fever, then we use the drugs antipyretic. To reduce body temperature. So these drugs are called antipyretics. For example, you can take that is Disprin or paracetamol, etc. Analgesics, these are the common terms given to the medicines. Means though all the medicines which will remove fever, antipyretic. all the medicines which will reduce pain. So to reduce pain, body pain, so analgesics are used. So Disprin is used for both antipyretic as well as analgesics. Disinfectants. Now disinfectants are the chemicals which are used to sanitize, or you can say to kill the germs present on the non-living things like floors, to kill microbes present on floors. At home we are using phenyl. So 2% of phenol is used as phenyl, and it is used to kill the microbes present. So on non-living thing, on non-living things. And the second class of disinfectant is antiseptics. Now antiseptics, they are used to kill microbes on living things without harming the tissue of the body. So I will not go in detail. They are again of many times, and antibacterial, antifungal, like on. So only you should note what are antiseptics. Now there are some medicines, that is AZT. Its full form is azithromycin. Spelling is AZIDO. Right, it is correct. Thiamine, THYMINE. Now this medicine is used to cure AIDS. AIDS is a dreadful disease. Second medicine, that is cisplatin. It is a inorganic compound, and Taxol. It is used to cure cancer. This is given in your introductory part. Now third is, that is saving environment. The use of CFC, chlorofluorocarbon. It is chlorofluorocarbon is banned nowadays because it is reducing the size, or you can say breadth of the ozone layer, making holes. So now it is banned. Secondly, that is how to control the production of CO2. Excesses of CO2 is increasing day by day in the atmosphere and causing greenhouse effect. Next, fourth point is, that is increase in comfort and pleasures in day-to-day life. Now, when we get up in the morning, we use brush. Earlier we used to have datun, now it is replaced by brush. Then that is toothpaste. All these are chemicals. Soap. Second is the water which we use for bathing is again chemical. Thirdly, the cloth which we wear, that is, they are made up of fibers. So in olden days we used to have cotton fiber, jute fiber. Now they are replaced by synthetic fibers. Not replaced, you can say, but others are also used, that is synthetic fibers. These synthetic fibers are strong, durable, grease resistant. So this has increased the comfort in our day-to-day life. Then the building in which we live is made up of bricks, cement, building material, like brick, cement, iron rods, then limestone. All these are chemicals. Earlier we used to stay in the houses which are made up of muds. Now it has replaced in the buildings. Next is that is utensils. Now utensils of brass, bronze, they are alloys. Then one more important for nowadays, that is stainless steel. They are also alloys only. So in utensils, so it has become easier to wash the stainless steel instead of brass and bronze. Now next is transport and communication. This one is the fifth one, transport and communication. Now for transport, the automobiles, they are made up of iron. Automobiles, they are made up of iron. The engines which are used, that is the fuel which we are using, like petrol, gasoline, etc. They are all chemicals. Chemistry is involved in it. In communication, that is telephones, mobiles, etc. They are using the signals, sensory signals. Now sensory signals, it means here electrochemistry is involved. Even in our body, if somebody pinches you, then you feel pain. How it is possible? That is, the signals are sent by your body to your brain, and again vice versa. That is, reflex arc action, again that is electrochemistry, is in electrochemical origin is present there. Next is nuclear chemistry. Now it is assumed that a time will come that coal etc. will be vanished, then which kind of source of energy we can use for the formation of electricity, that is nuclear power plant. Nuclear power plants in which we use the radioactive substance like uranium. So we have in India 4 to 5 power plants. One is present in Tarapur, Narora. Second is in, that is Kota, Rajasthan. Next is, that is application in industries. That is in manufacture of fibers, soap, paint, then articles of our use day-to-day life, all are prepared in the industries. So again chemistry is involved. And last, that is in wars, to have safety for our country. Safety for our country, we use bombs like RDX. RDX is again, that is explosive. Then TNT, trinitrotoluene. So to have safety for our country we use it, but it is not good. So all these points which we have studied, in which the chemistry is involved, that is the importance of chemistry, and you can use as many as chemicals. For example, we are staying in Grasim Industries Limited. I think more than 100 products are prepared there, like caustic soda, aluminum chloride, that is Gamexine, etc. So chemistry is involved. And for example, if we will drink impure water, we will fall ill. So we add, that is bleaching powder. So bleaching powder is a chemical which kills the microbes of our water. So the second topic is that you have studied in class 9th also. This is a revision of class 9. Board has related many topics, but the topics which I am dealing with you are in your syllabus. Next is, that is matter. Now what is matter? Matter is the substance which occupies space, has mass, and can be felt by our 5 sense organs. Occupies space, has mass, and can be felt by our 5 sense organs, that is sight, hearing, smell, touch. Now this matter is classified into form. Number 1 is physical classification. Now, physical classification is of three types. Number one, solid, liquid, gas. These are differentiated by the arrangement of the atoms. In solid, the atoms are closely packed. Intermolecular space is negligible. That is, solid has definite volume and definite shape. For example, that is cuboids. They have fixed shape and size. We can take example in chemistry also, that is sugar, iron, gold, all are solid, they have fixed shape and size. Now liquid, take the shape of the container and the atoms are slightly far apart. That is, intermolecular spaces are more than solids, and so that if we dissolve any substance, the solid particles get placed in the intermolecular space. So they have definite volume but no definite shape. That is, if the same amount of liquid is kept in the sphere, cube, etc., so they will take the shape of that article in which it is kept. Thirdly, that is gas. Intermolecular space is so high that if they are kept in open space, they intermingle with the atmosphere. So gases have no fixed shape and that is volume. Now, one thing, if we heat solid, it changes to liquid. Already we have studied in class 9th also. Again, further, if it is heated, the symbol of heat is triangle, then it changes to, that is, gas. And vice versa, if it is cooled, then it converts into liquid, and again it is cooled, then it converts into solid. So you can take the example of water. If water is boiled, it changes to liquid, liquid is boiled, again further it changes to gas. So the process of solid to liquid on heating is called evaporation. Then melting, then liquid to gas is evaporation, and vice versa, gas to liquid condensation, then liquid to solid is freezing. A second classification is, that is chemical classification. Now chemical classification, first it is, that is pure substance and mixture. Pure substance and mixture. Now pure substance is again divided into two, that is elements and compound. Now what are elements? Elements are the substances which are made up of similar kind of atoms. Elements are the simplest substance simplest pure substance which is made up of simpler kind of atoms. They cannot be broken or nor built from the simpler substance by physical or chemical methods. Now compound is made up of the simpler substance made up of same kind of atom. And compound is made up of two or more substance in fixed ratio. For example, water. So in 1 mole of water, 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen by mass. That is, if you will take by atom, it is 2:1. If it will take by mass, it will be 1:8. 2:16. So 1:8. Similarly, you can take the example of CO2. There is a carbon 12, oxygen 16 into 2. So it will be 32. So 12:32. So it will be 3:8. The ratio will be 3:8 and here it will be 1:8. So it will be fixed compounds. Number 2, you can say कि when the element combines, they form compound and the property of the compound is totally different from the elements from which they are formed. Next is mixture. Now mixture, they are of two types, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Now homogeneous mixtures in which we take solution. If you dissolve sugar in water, then a solution is formed. So sugar in less amount, solute, and water is more amount is solvent. So under it solution comes. Here you cannot see the particles of solute by your naked eyes. They get intermingled with each other. Heterogeneous mixtures are of two types, that is colloids and suspensions. This we have already studied. Once I am giving you the revision. Now colloids, you can take the example of milk. Can you see the solute particles in the milk? No. The main difference between solution and colloid is that it is homogeneous and it is heterogeneous. And number 2, that homogeneous mixtures are transparent, whereas colloidal mixtures are opaque. You cannot see through it. And second important property of colloids are that they show Brownian movement and Tyndall effect. So particle size of solute is very less in the case of homogeneous, colloids middle, and suspension is the maximum. For suspension, you can, again it is a heterogeneous mixture, and you can take the example of mud plus water. So when you stir it, it will look like that it has mixed, but if you will keep it for some time, the mud will settle down and the water will be upstairs at the top. So we can take out the water. So particle size is so large that they can be seen by your naked eyes. Now one thing is left, that is compound. Compound is of two types. Compound is of two types, that is inorganic and organic. So inorganic substances or inorganic compounds are those compounds which are synthetically prepared. The first organic compound was prepared from inorganic compound, that is urea is obtained from potassium thiocyanate. Potassium thiocyanate was responsible to prepare the first organic compound in the lab, that is urea. So now what are atoms and molecules? Next topic is atoms. Now what are atoms? Now atoms are the smallest particle of an element which may or may not be capable of independent existence. Smallest particle of an element it may or may not. It may means कि if they are neutral they can exist, if they are in the ionic form, or you can say the bond to prepare to have stability, they make bond, so they will exist in, that is not independently. I will give you the example. It may or may not be capable of existing. Independently. You can take the example hydrogen. Hydrogen will not be able to exist as H, it will exist as H2. So may not be able to exist independently. Gold, silver, mercury, they can exist independently. So you can say that it gases O2, Cl2, they may not exist independently. Now second is molecules. Now molecules are the smallest particle of an element or a compound which can exist freely. Exist freely. For example, that is again now came. So hydrogen will be called as molecule, H2 called as molecules, O2, O3, O3 is ozone, S8, P4. Now here you will get one more term, that is atomicity. Atomicity is number of atoms present in one formula unit. For example, sodium, its atomicity is 1. Hydrogen, its atomicity is 2. Ozone, its atomicity is 3. Phosphorus, its atomicity is 4. Sulfur, its atomicity is 8. So number of atoms present in one formula unit is called its atomicity, and they are also termed as homonuclear molecules. Means in the formation of molecules same atom is utilized, so they are called homonuclear molecules. Second, in molecules we can also take HCl, HBr. Now here you can see that two different atoms, two different elements are present to form the compound, so they will also be treated as molecule. So it here two different, so it is termed as heteronuclear molecules. So many more molecules you can study. So in today's class just I have given you the introduction that already you know, and that is importance and scope of chemistry, and number 2 is that is the classification of matter, atoms and molecules.